Good morning and welcome to Missoula Real Estate Today. This is Denny Bedard. Missoula Real Estate Today is presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Diane's been working with buyers and sellers in the Missoula market for over 25 years and shares her insights on the local housing market. Along with her trusted partners, Diane provides complete service for your real estate transaction and brings us guests who provide useful information on industry-related topics and trends. And now, Missoula Real Estate Today on News Talk, KGVO. Hey, we always appreciate you being a part of Missoula Real Estate Today weekends here on News Talk KGVO. We have a return guest, but been quite a while since Patrick has stopped by. Patrick DeBuff, the closet guy and blindside window coverings guy. Welcome back to Missoula Real Estate Today.
Thanks, Danny.
Let's go ahead and just do the review and get it reacquainted with you, Patrick. How did the closet guy, you, become the closet guy?
Well, I graduated from college, and I thought I wanted a suit job, and I interviewed for a few suit jobs, and just didn't seem like a right fit. So I started looking for business to buy, and there was actually one in Billings to buy, but it was a different company. And after some review, my cousin hired me out in Bozeman, and that's how I got started.
Okay. Any particular suit job you were looking at?
I started in. I interviewed with a couple insurance companies, and that didn't seem to be a very good fit for me. And
okay.
I was trying to get into, like banking or finance or something, and none of it felt quite right.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to own a business, I'm sure, but a business owns you too. It's a little bit different time management thing, isn't it?
That it is, yeah. It's time loss.
Yeah. Well, you're on Diane's real estate show. What is your relationship with Windermere Real Estate and realtors in general? Where might your paths cross?
So I get a lot of referrals from realtors because I've done a lot of work. They've been in houses that I've done work in and seen the closets as well as the blinds, and it's just a matter of getting your name out there, and we do good work, and we do get a lot of referrals from realtors. Okay.
And we're going to talk closet guy. We will get to the window coverings as well here a little bit later on in the program. The program being Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate and our guest Patrick DeBuff. I doubt, Patrick, you have many customers that say, hey, this closet is too big. What is it about available space and dimensions that help give you an idea of how you might be able to expand or make existing closet space more efficient?
Well, a lot of it depends on even the layout of the closet. Angled walls and that kind of thing can present some complications when you're trying to make an efficient closet. But it really does come down to size. And yes, I have heard it's too big, but that always comes from the husband. Because it's cutting into his workout room or his office.
I figured I was just making that part up,
No, I've heard it.
Wow. All right, so you have to take it from there then and just kind of make an evaluation.
Yeah, every closet's a little bit different.
Right. Well, we'll talk about the different closet systems. I did notice that as one term that you used on your website. Different systems you can install and what resources are available, whether it's wire, laminate, custom hardwood, closet systems, things like that. You've got a lot of options there, and what all's available.
So the two products we typically use are the wire product, which is an economy product. It's very functional. It's a fixed system. It's not adjustable, but it is economical. Quite often, a lot of people do that in a good part of the house and then save the money for the master closet where they'll use a melamine product. And we do also occasionally use, real wood, but typically that's cost prohibitive. And the melamine is actually a sturdier product than real wood.
What is melamine exactly?
Melamine is basically it's a coating they put on the wood that protects the wood itself, and they can put different finishes, from whites to browns to wood tones to grays.
Okay. And when you say a little more detail, when you're talking about a wire system, I don't want people to just think you're hanging a couple of coat hangers from the ceiling and bending them into place. When you were talking about a wire system that you say is pretty cost efficient, popular, yep. What are the specifics on that?
So I use Closet Made product, which is it's a great wire product. You can actually, some people have a bad wire shelving has a bad reputation because with some systems you can only slide your hanger 12 inches and there's a stop there, which tends to drive people nuts. It's hard to push your clothes aside to try to find other clothes when it only goes 12 inches. So the system we use, you can actually slide your hanger from one end to the other. It's on a solid powder coated rod. It's a very sturdy system, and we lifetime warranty everything. And I've had very, very few callbacks, and it's a great system for the money.
Excellent. Continuing on that, it's not just about more closet space for your clothing and shoes in the bedroom. What are other common closet needs that you get inquiries for when the customers call and say, I'd like you to take a look at this, maybe you can give me some ideas and an estimate and things like that. Not just the clothes closet, obviously.
Yeah, we do. We do all closets. We do pantries. We even do garage cabinetry, slat wall, just about anything you can think. We build workbenches in garages. Some people have like craft rooms. I've seen a really big uptick in craft rooms with everybody staying at home and they want a nice, clean, sturdy place to work on their crafts.
I guess I can't let a show go by without at least mentioning it. How has the whole coronavirus situation affected how you are able to conduct business?
It hasn't been. We've been really blessed. Our business has carried on. There's still a lot of building going on. Of course, there's the mask wearing that typically we have to do depending on the job site.
Yeah, sure.
Other than that, we've been really blessed. We're a lot cleaner. We wash our hands a lot more, and we take the appropriate safety precautions. But compared to the way a lot of people have been impacted, we've done really well. Yeah,
I know a lot of businesses, if they have to go on site, the concern that homeowners may have about folks coming into their homes. I think some of that is subsiding a little bit. There's a little more confidence and reassurance, but it is something, to your point, that you had to expect and be ready for.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll do it, whatever the homeowner is comfortable with. If they want to social distance and wear masks, or masks, and they're not afraid to stand next to you, we'll do whatever they're comfortable with.
Right. Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Our guest, Patrick DeBuff, owner of The Closet Guy and Blindside Window Coverings. I wanted to ask you about downsizing, Patrick, because seems to be a buzzword with the realtors, the Windermere Real Estate guests that we've had in. But downsizing, a lot of people looking for less square footage in a home. What kind of challenges can smaller living spaces present?
They definitely, clearly typically have less closet space, smaller closets. So you really have to maximize, where a lot of times you might just maximize the master closet, go pretty simple in the other closets. In the smaller homes where they're downsizing, a lot of times they want to maximize every single closet because they have to take all the stuff from the big house and fit it into a smaller house. So yeah. We basically just maximize everything that's there. And if it's a newer home, builders do a good job of maximizing storage too. So it's when we run into the older homes where they downsize, where there wasn't a lot of storage to begin with, that's where we really have to get creative.
The process, a customer calls you up looking to create more efficient closet space in an existing home. Take us through the consultation suggestions. I'm sure you have to make a lot of those estimates and all of that. What's kind of the process for you?
So I've been lucky enough I was able to hire a gal that answers my phone now, and she's my office manager, Sheree. So when you call me, you'll get Sheree. Uh-huh. She's much sweeter to talk to than I am anyhow. So she'll get you on the schedule, and we'll come to your house at the appropriate time, and we do a walkthrough and basically talk about what exactly the customer's looking for, all the way from price to product to organization, and then we take the measurements home. I have a software program I use in my office to draw the closets out. It gives a very clear picture of what the end product's going to look like, which is very helpful because for people that don't do this for a living, it's hard to visualize what I'm trying to explain without that software. So,
that's got to be just a huge plus for you.
It is. It's a game changer.
Yeah, because it is all about being able to. You might not be able to touch, but if you can at least see.
Yep.
And you've got a good program to help you with that. I imagine that is huge. Is that a challenge? Is it a challenge trying to visualize how much more efficient and or spacious a redesigned closet will look in an existing area?
It's not so much a challenge for me because I've seen so many of them, but for homeowners, it typically is pretty challenging to try to explain to them without those drawings. Once they see the drawings, then it makes a lot of sense. Visually trying to explain it, it's hard to visualize it until you see even after the drawings, when they see the final product, that's when the wow factor is really there. It's always nice to see that look on their face when they're grinning from ear to ear because their closet doubled in productivity.
And this might be a silly question. You probably don't run into this, but well, maybe I'm not saying a house. Maybe it's a place where there is absolutely no closet. I mean, maybe there's a room where there's nothing there, and they say, let's call Patrick DeBuff and see is it even possible to put, can I have a closet? I don't have one. I don't mean make it bigger or redesign it. There just isn't one here, and I want one here.
Yep. So there's a couple things that have happened. Some people will actually take, after the kids move out, they have the bedroom next door. They'll actually turn that into a big walk-in master closet. And then I have been in older homes. I mean, I'm talking late 1800s that have no closets in them. So in that situation, we typically do basically built-in cabinetry. So each you have sections and they have doors and drawers, but it's all behind doors, so it looks nice and pretty. It's a really nice-looking finished product, and now you have a closet.
That's exactly why that question popped into my head, because we had some friends who lived in the Bitterroot Valley, and they it was a big, beautiful home. It was a much older home, but they restored it and they renovated it, and they wanted to stay with that 19th century feel to it, and I thought it was odd that they had no closet.
Yep. I've seen
a lot of armoires. Did I say that?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So it can happen. It's probably not something you get a lot of, but it can happen.
Yep. I've seen it.
Okay. Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Our guest is Patrick DeBuff, the Closet Guy, and Blindside Window Coverings. What is it like being a part of the new construction process, Patrick? When you have an opportunity to perhaps, I don't know, think a little bigger, how does that change the whole design approach?
That's the best time to get in there, because there's there's even been situations where the closet may have had a wall that just wasn't going to work, and we're able to talk to the builder and they can bump something out just a little bit, and it makes all the difference in the world. Where a door sits in a closet can make a huge difference. So getting in the beginning it's a lot easier for me to do my job, for sure.
Do you work with architects very often? I mean, do they kind of have a visualization of that, saying, I'm sure it's not a ratio deal, but let's say the master bedroom is what's a good master bedroom? Maybe 14 by 18 feet, whatever square footage that is. Now, are they thinking, okay, given the size of the bedroom, the closet should be this big, or does that ever really come into play at all?
I don't typically deal much with the architects. I mean, they clearly design the floor plan and stuff, but not really. That I don't think there's any sort of ratio, because I think a lot of it has to do with the homeowner's input, because I've seen huge master bedrooms with questionably small master closets, and I've seen very small master bedrooms with huge closets. I think it's probably up to the homeowner and the architect on how they want to use the space.
What about I'm sure there's no such thing as a typical job, but usually if you have to come in and design redo a closet, install a closet, things like that, usually what kind of turnaround time are you talking about?
So for most of them, we've been crazy busy lately, so it's kind of getting bumped out a little bit, but typically we can get to them. It takes us about 2 weeks to get our product. So typically we can get to a job within 2 or 3 weeks of the time of the first meeting with the client. We can have the closet installed. Okay.
Well, let's move on to Blindside Window Coverings. You are the Closet Guy, and you're the Blindside Window Coverings Guy. And that includes, so many choices in products and designs and styles and everything. But just to start, we'll delve into specifics. But can you give us an overview of what all Blindside Window Coverings has to offer?
So we have just about any kind of window covering you can think of, all the way from honeycombs to shutters to wood blinds. There's some new fancy stuff out, dual shades, and there's a lot of options, a lot of stuff that some people didn't even know exist. We offer awnings as well, retractable awnings.
Yeah.
Exterior shades. That's awnings and exterior shades this year have been, again, I suppose because everybody's staying at home, I've seen a big uptick in those as well.
Is it something that customers will contact you because, man, the sun, when it comes in through here, it's just too bright for what we have. So obviously they're functional and there can be some energy efficiency involved in there, or is it just really more of an artistic thing? I want to beautify this room, and I know one way to do it is with some stylish window covering.
Right. I think for most people, I mean, it does look nice once you get the shades up, but I think for most people it's about light control and privacy more so than making the room look nicer.
Okay.
But then, once they see them up, it really does add to the coziness of the house for sure.
Yeah. Do customers usually have a pretty good idea of what they're looking for, or are they kind of waiting for you to make suggestions depending on their living space?
I would say it's probably 50-50. A lot of people, this is their second or third home that they've built or bought, and they knew what they had in the last house, and they either loved them or hated them.
Yeah.
And if they loved them, it's an easy. They go with the same product again. If they hated them, we start from scratch.
And what are some of the most popular choices right now? Are you seeing any trends in that on the blindside window coverings end of your business?
In Montana, in general, honeycombs are super popular. They're a pleated type shade, kind of a cloth feel. They're super durable, super easy to operate, and they're really, really good insulators. If you have them down on a hot day and you stick your hand behind there, it's mind-blowing how much heat they trap between the window and the shade, which keeps it out of your house. That's my most popular product for sure. What used to be wood blinds, but those are that's one of those that people tell me they hated them because the whole dusting them. They look nice, but they tend to collect dust. So.
Okay. What else? What others?
Oh man, there's dual shades are getting more and more popular. They're kind of it's hard to describe on the radio, but they're kind of a striped shade.
You got plenty of time. If you need it, you take it because it sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, they've been very popular. It's got staggered stripes. One stripe you can see through, the other stripe you can't. And if you line the stripes up, there's 2 layers. Then you have your privacy, which gives you light control and privacy.
Okay.
If you line up the non-solid stripes, you can actually see through every other stripe, which you still have a fair amount of privacy, but you can see outside. So those have been really popular. It's a nice modern look. If you're building a modern house, those are really popular.
Yeah. Has it been, this kind of gets back to the whole coronavirus issue, and I only bring it up because other business owners who have come on Missoula Real Estate today have mentioned, is product, are you having any challenges with product availability for what you need to do what you do?
It was really bad there for a while when this first came out. It took us there. In fact, there was a period of probably 3 weeks where we couldn't even order them. Everything was shut down, and so we bought a whole bunch of temporary paper shades, and people would order shades from us, and we'd supply them with the temporary shades, they work just fine until you can get the real deal. So we kind of limped our way through it that way. But the lead times are much longer. They're about twice what they used to be, but just because of the factories are working with limited staff and stuff. So, but we're able to get them, so we're happy about that.
Yeah, took a little work, but you got through them. Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Our guest, Patrick DeBuff, owner of The Closet Guy and Blindside Window Coverings. I also want to thank some of Diane's marketing partners that help bring you Missoula Real Estate Today every weekend on News Talk KGVO. Rob Fleming of Man Mortgage, Miles Link of Opportunity Bank of Montana, and Carol Blodgett from MakeItMissoula.com. Are there products, Patrick, in this category? We talked Closet Guy, and we can get back to that, but we're sort of talking more about blindside window coverings right now. Are there products in the category you've had a lot of success with that you like to recommend? I mean, you mentioned the honeycomb. You're obviously pretty impressed with that, and customers like that. But have any others come along that you like to at least suggest or have the customer think about? Yeah,
I like roller shades. Roller shades have come a long ways from the old white canvas ones that would, try to injure you when you pulled them and let go of them. They spin around 10 or 12 times. They have a much more controlled, you can actually adjust the tension on them now, but the roller shades are getting very popular. There's literally hundreds of really nice looking fabrics, all the way from, a blackout fabric to solar shades, which you can see through. You see a lot of those in like banks and coffee shops.
Yeah. All good stuff. I would imagine too, hopefully one business complements the other, but somebody gives you a call about closets. They want you to come in and take a look and do some estimates. And since you also do blindside window coverings, since you're here looking at closets, how about my window coverings? Or since you're here looking at my window coverings, how about my closet? I imagine one kind of complements the other for you at times.
Yeah, for sure. Once you're in the house and you're looking around, if they don't have window coverings, we definitely like to mention that we have those as well. And it works well when you can pair them together as well, because we can do a little bit better on pricing. So,
yeah. Stepping outside for a moment, awnings, one of the products you offer. What innovations have you seen there, and what are customers looking for when they're inquiring about an awning?
So as far as innovations go, the only real thing that's fairly new is they have wireless wind sensors. So if your awnings are very susceptible to wind. So, and I always tell people, they think they might not need the wind sensor, but you crank your awning out and your buddy calls and you want to go have a cup of coffee or something, and you forget your awning's out and the wind comes up, and when you come home, your awning's in your backyard. So they now have wireless wind sensors. So that wind comes up, that awning will automatically retract itself.
Right.
And I sell Eclipse awnings. I have access to less expensive awnings, but they're a big investment, and they're just susceptible. If you don't buy a strong awning, you're going to end up buying another awning because they just don't hold up to wind well. So the lesser expensive brands do. So it really makes your outdoor space more usable. I've been on back decks where it feels like it's 150 degrees, and we get that awning up and you're sitting in the shade, and it's a totally different experience, and it makes it a livable area of the house in the afternoons where before it was not.
What about sizing? Are there fairly typical sizes? Folks are they just they want to cover the whole darn thing, or they say to you, no, we'll be fine with just this section? Obviously, it's going to affect the investment, but are there any typical or average sizes that folks are looking for, primarily for a patio or anything else?
Not really. That just varies depending on the size of the area they want to cover, and everybody's got different sizes as far as their back decks go. So it just depends on how much they want to cover and how much you want to leave open, and we can cover it all, big or small.
Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Our guest, Patrick DeBuff, the closet guy and blindside window coverings. The learning process, Patrick, closets and coverings. What do you find you have to do to stay kind of cutting edge on product knowledge and certification requirements and all of those things?
So the closets haven't changed much as far as the general. They'll come out with new products, innovative stuff like they have lingerie drawers and jewelry trays and tie racks, belt racks, that kind of stuff. Yeah. The blinds and awnings, that kind of stuff, there is definitely a learning curve. Motorization is getting to be more and more especially with blinds. And the companies that I work with are really good about providing training, whether it used to be on-site with COVID. We're not able to do on-site currently, but they have some really good stuff that you can find online and get your training there. And you do have to stay up to date because especially with smart home stuff, it changes almost monthly.
And then you've got to show your customer a little bit of how everything works. So you've got to patiently be a teacher to do all that too, right?
Yep. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Sometimes just trying to figure out how to work the remote can be a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. But you don't want to leave with customers having apprehension about it either.
No.
You don't want to leave a job and think, well, okay, they really only know about 15 or 20% of how to operate this because then they're going to kind of hold that against you. So I assume you have to be a little bit patient, a little bit thorough. Some people are going to pick up. My wife is the gadget girl. I know nothing, but I have her, so it's okay. Whether it's the Dish Network remote or anything else. But you want to make sure that your customer it's user friendly for them.
Yeah, for sure. And we definitely hang around and make sure they can operate everything and they understand it completely before we take off. And we do leave our cards, because sometimes there's still questions after you're gone. And
oh, sure.
We're always happy to pay them a second visit if they're having issues.
Well, I always like to ask our guests, as you know, about success stories. Any jobs that you have done recently, or either closet or window coverings, or both, actually, that you're especially proud of and have given you some extra satisfaction?
Boy, I guess to me, I've been doing closets for so long that the closet, you step back and you see it, and it's you see a job well done. But it's you see that all the time with blinds. That's exciting to me because we've done cool stuff like we've tied them to like an Amazon Alexa. So the homeowners can pick the phrase, but my favorite one was you say, Alexa, turn on Good Morning, and all the shades in the house go up all on their own.
No kidding.
And you say, turn on movie time, and, certain shades in a certain room go down. That's the fun part. That's the motorization and tying it into whether it's a smart home system or you can tie them in. You don't even need a smart home system. If you have an Amazon Alexa, you can control your blinds with that.
Wow.
And you can even, so my wife and I were on vacation one time in Mexico, and I have all my blinds were motorized, and I had it tied to my cell phone. So her mother was babysitting our kids, so I started messing with her, and I started raising and lowering the blinds from Mexico.
Oh, you're a nice son-in-law.
Yeah. We got a kick out of it. She thought our house was haunted for a
Well,
while.
yeah. What do you have to do to sync up with Alexa? I mean, what do you have to do when you're installing this? Is it just as simple as an app of some kind, or? It
depends on the type of shade. There's smart shades, and there's shades that aren't as smart, but you can get a translator plug into the wall. It's a little bit of work tying them all together, and sometimes it's hit and miss, and it can be a little bit frustrating, but it's not. Yeah. It's basically if you have the smart home device, whether it's a Google Home or the Apple version or whatever, yeah. It's basically you jump through the hoops that they make you do, and it's tied in, and once you get it tied in, it's there for good.
Well, see, there's another example of training where you have to be on cutting edge. You didn't even mention that, but you have to stay up to speed on all of that.
Yeah, you do.
Patrick DeBuff, owner of The Closet Guy and Blindside Window Coverings here in Missoula on Missoula Real Estate Today, presented by Diane Beck of Windermere Real Estate. Really glad you came back in. We got to get to contact information if folks would like to know more about either or both of these businesses. What all do we need to do?
Well, the phone number is 406-251-4802. That's always a good place to start. Sheree will guide you in whatever direction you need to go. You can also visit us at www.closetguy.com for The Closet Guy, and Blindside is www.blindsmissoula.com.
Okay. So two separate websites, but you can use the same phone number.
Yes, we have them all routed to the same phone numbers.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And is your office presence here in Missoula?
We have an office here, but we're rarely there. It's more for just meeting up with people if they want to see samples and they're from out of town.
Yeah, because you got to be out on the job.
Yep.
Patrick DeBuff, The Closet Guy, and Blindside Window Coverings on Missoula Real Estate Today. Glad you came in. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. Thanks, Denny.
Thank you for listening to Missoula Real Estate Today. We hope you found this morning's information to be helpful. If you have any suggested topics for any future Missoula Real Estate Today programs or any questions about buying or selling, contact Diane Beck with Windermere Real Estate. Email dianebeck@realtor.com or visit her website, homesinmissoula.com. That's homesinmissoula.com. We'll see you next time on Missoula Real Estate Today.